Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Millennial Smart, and I'm bringing you the slop, the whole slop, and nothing but the slop. There ain't gonna be no memes today, ain't gonna be no joking around today. It's a pretty serious situation involving someone's loved one. My thing is, though, and this is just how I feel about the situation, if I can have empathy for this person, more in particular, their family, their situation that they have to go through because this is a living hell for them right now, then the person who's going through this should have been able to give that same empathy, that same sympathy to another person and their family who's going through such a traumatic experience right now. And that was through no fault of their own. This is his fault. This is all of his making that his family is having to go through right now. What happened to Charlie Kirk? He didn't ask for that. He didn't ask for that. He didn't deserve that. Now you're probably asking yourselves, Devontae, what the hell's going on? There's this indie wrestler. His name is Robert Martyr. And I want you to hear this entire situation that's been going on for the past couple of hours now. And honestly, as much sympathy as I feel for his family, I gotta really try my hardest to feel sympathy for this guy, man. So it kicked off like this. As I said, the situation with Charlie Kirk and what happened yesterday, I'm pretty sure you guys are all aware. No need to have to go over it again. Charlie passed on, as you guys are aware of. And this Robert Martyr guy, the very first thing he does is go directly on Twitter. As you can see on your screen, he said no sympathy. Okay, that's your opinion. No sympathy, huh? Sure, buddy. Sure. Couldn't even wait for the body to get cold. Hey, what can I say? What can you do, right? That's the internet in the end of the day, right? But this is when karma starts to rear its ugly head, right? Because I can only presume that he got a lot of shit for this, not just on this platform, which if you go underneath his thread, I don't think what he was receiving was really all that bad in comparison to, say, for an example, the person he went after, the family that's connected to the person he went after is going through yesterday. But who knows? Maybe he has other platforms that I'm unaware of, right? And to be fair, I'll keep him more into context when we get a little bit later on into this video, right? But afterwards, right, he posted this maybe, I don't know, a few hours later, right? Later on in the night. He said, "It's been real. I cannot handle the pain anymore. I genuinely hope I meant something." Which, obviously, that reads in a certain kind of way, right? You say something like that, it sparks something inside someone's mind as far as assuming the worst. And there's a lot of people underneath this thread that I'm unaware of, but who are showing love and support, right? You know, I'll show some of the comments here just so you guys can have a better understanding. This guy, Captain Hawkeye, I do not know who you are and are not familiar with your work. I stumbled across your ex, but I truly hope you get in touch with your loved ones. You matter. You have people who truly love you. I pray for you find help, or I pray for you to find the help you need. Stay strong, sir. Hang in there. Please, your existence matters. This guy chimes in, "You still mean something." And finally, Sean Ross Sapp chimes in, "We have your back, fella." So you see, this guy has a support system, right? You see, people are affected by even presuming what he just did or what he might end up doing, right? Just the worst. We have no confirmation as to anything happening to him, but people just assuming the worst is enough to rile up emotions in regards to strangers and his loved ones. The same person who just blatantly said he has no pity for a man who just got assassinated in front of his family. We're now supposed to feel empathy and sympathy for this guy, right? Well, the story does go on a little bit further. His sister ends up logging into his Twitter account, and she said, "Hello, this is Robert's sister. We are aware of the post that was made from him. At this time, we are unsure of his whereabouts. If anyone has seen or heard from him in the past few hours after the post was made, please call either 911 or the typically I like to blur out numbers, but just to be on the safe side, if my channel does anything, I doubt it, but you never know. You never know, right? Maybe someone might have seen the guy. I'll put a picture of him right here also so you can see him, so you know how he looks like. And also I'll keep him on my thumbnail as well, whether for this video and for the actual front cover, so you can have an idea as far as how he looks like. Like I said, I doubt my channel does anything, but if you do see him, this is the number you should be calling in order to get in touch with the authorities. So, you know, just to be on the safe side, right? Afterwards, though, someone else actually ended up posting this, which got even more concerned. They were like, anyone in Florida, which is my neck of the woods, anyone at all, please look for Robert Martyr. He is currently missing, and without his phone, we believe he is in danger. So the guy also got rid of his phone, or he's not around to answer his phone. Yeah, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Afterwards, a lot more controversy started to rear its ugly head directly after the situation, because apparently someone from I don't want to say this is GCW, but not the GCW you're aware of. This is Generation Championship Wrestling. A person said, and they said this, the promoter from the Unknown Wrestling promotion, GCW, not that GCW, recently posted this about Robert Martyr, a person who is missing and his whereabouts are concerning due to his latest posts and obvious signs of depression. Now, before I read you these posts, I want you to understand how this person, Rossi, I guess, is painting this out for you, right? The fact that they're indicating that the promoter is from an unknown wrestling promotion is obviously sneak dissing. It's a slight at this person. The fact that they're saying and emphasizing the fact that Robert has signs of depression and that he's missing and that people are concerned about the concerning posts he's posting is obviously telling you that Rossi is not too happy about what this guy tweeted out, right? Apparently this dude said, "Karma hits fast when you make yourself a martyr. No sympathy." Obviously, the double entendre, martyr being what people are alluding to Charlie Kirk, Martyr also being Robert's last name as far as his wrestling name is considered, and him saying no sympathy, obviously playing on Robert Martyr saying no sympathy. And I'm assuming people came after him, so he responded with, "What's wrong? No sympathy doesn't go both ways." So it seems like Robert Martyr's family and friends are going after this GCW promoter for essentially going after Robert. But this is what I'm alluding to. This is what I'm saying. You got to be able to give the same energy that you get back. You know, you had Robert going out of his way to say something that didn't have to be said because, well, it benefited the narrative that was on his side. It benefited the emotions evoked from his side, where I would think that compassion and love and understanding for someone being in a life and death situation should not have to be a side issue unless you're truly gravely evil. It's not truly evil to have different opinions. And we're not talking about opinions of, a person having to, live an endpoint that's an inconvenience. No, that's what Charlie Kirk passed away for. Expressing his opinions that might make your results inconvenience, but it does not lead to your death. You may sit here and pretend it leads to your death, but it does not lead to your death. It's just an inconvenience. An inconvenience that you, 9 times out of 10, the policies that I heard Charlie talk about, these things that you could be doing could help out your life. But hey, like I said, nothing of what the man said in the end of the day, he needed to die over. What he believed that you might believe is life and death is the exact same logic being used from the right to the left when looking at the people on their side, when looking at the Kyle Kalinskis of the world, or looking at the David Pacmans of the world, or the Hassan Abis of the world, or the Destinies of the world, or the Vashes of the world. I can go on and on and on and on and on as far as people on that side who are similar to a Charlie Kirk. You don't think anybody else feels the same about that side also, but do you see any deaths on their side? I think we should have a basic understanding that dying over your opinions should not be something that should be happening, obviously, right? But nevertheless, though, I will like to say, and I will like to keep in the context, that maybe this guy is struggling. Maybe this guy, in the end of the day, has more going on than just the perceived threats, because I can only presume that after saying what he said, bringing it upon himself, that maybe he's 9 times out of 10 receiving such kind of threats. And you know what I'm talking about, the skibbity threats. But I will like to say that he happened, from what it looks like, to be friends with the guy, the other indie wrestler that passed away a couple of days ago, Jaka. Apparently, Jaka had a heart issue, and I think he passed from I don't want to say a heart attack outright, but it was something related to his heart, right? And he did put out this post a couple of days ago where he said, "One of my favorite wrestlers to watch and one of the most underrated guys ever. You meant so much to so many people, but you meant a lot to me. I never knew you, but seeing you was all I needed." Now, like I said, do I relate this necessarily to him being friends with Jaka and maybe this could have constituted to his death? No. But what I'm saying is, look at the guy you're actively having empathy for. You're actively having sympathy for. You don't know him, and you don't know Charlie Kirk, presumably. Yet you took the time to show compassion. You took the time to show empathy for this gentleman right here that you don't know. You don't know his personal life. You don't know what he could have done. I'm pretty sure Jaka didn't do a damn thing. But it's just an example. You went out of your way to show compassion. You went out of your way to show love, because you knew not just him, but his family 9 times out of 10, his friends are 9 times out of 10 are grieving his loss. Yet you don't know his opinions. But you disagree knowing Charlie Kirk's opinions, and you actively put out a post that his family could see, that they will weep over. Right? I highlight this post and I say these things because you will have people who will probably see the title of my video, come through, have a couple of choice words here and there, might even be friends of his family, might even be friends directly connected to him, might be his family in general. You know how I know about Robert Martyr, even though I've never heard of him before actually making this video? It's because Robert Martyr decided to make Robert Martyr decisions. That's how I know about Robert Martyr. You know, here's how I look at it also. I don't know the gentleman all too well to know his history of depression. I hope he gets help. I hope he's found safe. But from what it looks like this is a classic case of fuck around and find out. You actively went out of your way to make a post. Probably thought it would linger around your echo chamber, right? Most likely went a little bit further than you expected. Most likely you thought your fans were demented psychopaths, the majority of them at least, and they responded by letting you know, hey, I disagree with them, but you went too far. You combine that with everybody else who happen to be fans of Charlie, people who are not fans of being dead via political opinions, and you did not expect this whole wave of consequences to hit you, and now it just sparked your depression. And now all of a sudden you're gone. Not gone physically, hopefully not. I hope you're found safe. But now all of a sudden you're gone in the sense that no one can find you. Now your family is having to sit there and be worried and grieve. And like I said, third time, I hope you're found safe. But I just want you to know what your family is going through. At least for them, there's hope in finding you. There's no hope in finding Charlie Kirk. We know where he's at. And yet you took the time. You took the time to put his family through that actively. Hopefully they don't see I will pray they don't see your disgusting posts. But you went out of your way to put them through that. And now it's crazy. Irony, right? You now have to suffer the consequences of what you put them through your means. Now your family has to suffer through it based off of what you did overall. Now I only say this to say once again, I hope he's found, because I don't want his family to have to go through the shit that he created. But as for him, directly, Robert, no sympathy. Oh wait, hang on. A little bit of an update. Just caught this right in the middle of editing. Hello everyone. Robert was found this morning and is safe. He will be monitored and treated in a mental health facility for the time being. Thank you all who reposted and were concerned. We will keep you all updated when possible. Oh, okay, so now I have to go back and edit out that number. Oh boy. I'll make sure to, get rid of the post also, just to be on the safe side. But yeah, I'm happy that he's found, So what? This entire time? I mean, because what is his mental health now compared to his mental health previously? So essentially he just had an episode. Does that now excuse what he said about Charlie Kirk? Does that excuse it? Because now what it reads as is a guy who says something completely awful, got shit for it, and just randomly did all this to get the shit taken off of him. That's kind of what it reads optically to me now. But hey, that's just my opinion. Whatever, dude. Whatever, man. It's the internet. It's the fucking internet. What can you do? I'm happy he's healthy. Whatever. As if he was ever actually in trouble to begin with. No proof of that either. But sure, whatever. Thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, my name is Millennial Smark. I'll be catching you guys later. What a waste of fucking time this was. Deuces, the ice.